Let me change your life for you. Abandonment compounds, acceptance is never neutral. And it's not just about who walked out on you, it's about the ways you've walked out on yourself. Yeah. Every goal you ghosted, every gift you keep hidden, every promise you break to yourself. That is abandonment too. And the laws of life, the laws of the world, the laws of God don't lie. The law of rhythm says what you repeat becomes your frequency. The law of mentalism says what you think becomes your frame. The law of attraction says what you carry inside shows up outside. None of that is a coincidence. So when you abandon yourself, don't be surprised when you see abandonment everywhere. Friends, your family, your finances, your faith. Consciousness mirrors what you tolerate. Your life returns what you invest in. If you stick with me, you'll never allow abandonment to happen to you again. And you'll walk away knowing at least these three things. Why abandonment isn't just personal pain, but probability that compounds like interest. Why self-abandonment is the silent investment you didn't realize you were making. Otherwise, why would you keep making it? And of course, how BYB BGB Bring You Back, Bring God Back flips the compounding, turning absence into covenant presence. Now, before we get busy, let me frame this for you first visually. Picture this. You're at a high school football game, movie scene style. The stands are packed, faces painted, the streets are jammed with cars. The energy is palpable and it is everywhere. So you head there with your crew, your inner circle crowd. But as soon as you get there, the crowd you came with, they ghost you. They leave you. And the rest of the crowd is screaming, going crazy, all the while you're standing there alone. Yeah, you came together, but you were left alone. And you feel that because that is abandonment in plain sight. Everybody's watching, but nobody sees you. All the noise in the world, yet silence on the inside. But here's the truth. Let's zoom out of that movie because abandonment doesn't always show up as drama. Sometimes it's subtle. It is the friend who ditches you mid-game, but it's also a parent who's in the house but not in the moment. A boss who praises your work but forgets your name. Abandonment sneaks in quietly and then repeats loudly. Once you have accepted it, you've agreed to it, whether you admit it or not. Denial doesn't cancel that agreement. Your denial disguises it. So let's bring it all the way back to the raw statement, which was abandonment is not an event. It is a probability. Let me give you some of the research. Science, it says your prefrontal cortex, which is the steering and the brakes of the brain, the line between impulse and consequence. I'm gonna miss that. That finishes wiring around 24 years of age, but it doesn't wire in isolation. It wires to environment. Your environment. Because if all you saw was absence, neglect, or coping, that's what your brain trained impulse control around. That is consequently now your life, which means you didn't just inherit memories, you inherited impulses. Watch how this works. You inherit the impulse to quit early, the impulse to ghost yourself, the impulse to accept abandonment as normal. That's why even when you try to rise, something in you rehearses falling. Here's a truth check. Brain normalizes what it repeats until repetition feels like reality. That's why poverty can feel like home, dysfunction can feel like family, chaos feels like normal. Once you accept it, like everything else you accept, it compounds. I know you didn't choose the environment, but once you normalize it, you've accepted the terms, even in denial. But abandonment isn't just what others do to you. Ain't gonna get away that easy. Is what you do to yourself. Every day you underinvest in the life you say you want, you abandon it. Every time you stop because results don't come quick enough, you've invested more in quitting than in becoming, even as you are. Here's the flip. There's a probability thinker that explained it this way. Send out 5,000 letters. Half of the letters say the market rises, half say it falls. One is right, both are random. But by sheer persistence, some will think you are a genius and invest in you. Not because of prediction, but because of consistency. Life works the same way. Now, consistency doesn't guarantee fame, but inconsistency guarantees collapse. And the unfortunate reality is that most of us treat life like dollar investing on an app. I'll just throw in $1 of effort, hope it hits. That's not covenant. That's abandonment disguised as effort, lying to yourself. Here's a reminder of the truth. Daily investment compounds. Stopping compounds too. The compounds collapse. And while you're quitting, pain is compounding. While you're pausing, absence is teaching you silence is normal. What's inevitable is that when somebody else randomly goes viral, we see it all the time. It cuts deeper because you've abandoned yourself long enough to believe collapse was your eventual destiny. This is a crisis. This is why I believe they call this the weakest generation. As we now know, it's not weakness, it is conditioned impulse. Sure. We didn't choose the blueprint, but if we don't disrupt it, it chooses us. That is why the conscious image of creator in us is so important. This is BYB, Bring You Back. BGB, Bring God Back. That's why we do you. So let's do you together. 5 moves, 1 identity. Let's start by disrupting. How about this? Stop calling abandonment neutral. Denial is disguised agreement. If you call absence fine, you've already invited it back. And you want to own it. And here we're going to own the ways you've ghosted yourself. Let's own the missed goals. Let's own the broken promises. Let's own the fact that you are hiding your gifts, because that's self-abandonment. Then you want to yield. And please yield to God's order, your conscious image of creator. You already yield to something. Impulses of lust, bosses, applause, abandonment. Yield instead to the conscious image and covering that doesn't fold. It's already there for you. Then you want to observe. Let's observe your inheritance. Ask yourself, what did you accept that you swore you would not? And are you recreating and passing it down without knowing? Then you want to unleash. And here we're going to unleash covenant presence. Show up every day, even when nobody's watching. Keep your word when nobody claps. Pray when nobody's listening. Presence breaks patterns. Absence eats them. Make this clear for you one more time. What you accept once, you will accept again. Abandonment compounds like interest, but disruption compounds covenant. Stop leaving yourself stranded. Stop living like denial makes you innocent. Abandonment ends here. Abandonment ends now. BYB Bring You Back. BGB Bring God Back, because you own it. Be owned by it. You are to run the system. System runs you. Change your mind, change your life. I am who I say I am. Stay rich.